What's good, y'all? It's Delynn Cavens, and you're drinking with Mo.
This is Drinkin at that Mo's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Mo's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Mo's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, oh it's a scream.
All right, everybody, taking time out before we get this show started. I want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinkin' Mo's be a brand ambassador for their clothing line. They got good stuff. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got beanies, they got lots of great stuff, encouraging everybody to break out of their comfort zone, live their best self, and hey, it's something I try to live every day. Now, be sure when you go and you're finishing filling out your order, use the code Drinkin' at Mo's, get 10% off, and the link and the code will both be in the description. Let's fucking go. All right, everybody, welcome Drinkin' at Mo's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff because it helps with that pain in the ass YouTube algorithm. Oh, excuse me. Leave a review on the audio platforms too, helps me out there. Today, I'm excited to have with me Delynn Cavens. How you doing?
Cavens!
Yeah, I tried.
You gotta put the bass in your voice, my guy. But I'm doing well, man. I'm very good, my guy. I'm doing very great. Glad to finally, get this time to chat with you.
Oh yeah, I'm excited because you know throughout the time of the podcast, I've been able to talk with a bunch of talent from down in Texas, from like MPX, Heart of Texas, so DFW, like I think just about everywhere. When I started, I guess I didn't realize just how many there were. So it was like, wow, okay. And then, running into Matthew Palmer in Revolver shows at the Iowa stops and had that connection there. And then stuff just happened.
Yeah, man. Texas is definitely like just bustling and brimming with talent all over, bro. All walks of life, man. So
Oh, yeah.
there's no doubt in my mind, bro, that like there's hidden gems, man, and some of them like something tells me something tells me some of them aren't too far from finally making it to the big screen.
Oh, yeah. Now, before we go too far into things, first thing I'd like to lead off with everybody is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you deciding to make that leap into the business?
Oh man, I believe I was around like 3 or 4 when I just sat down with my cousins one day, and whatever was on TV, I watched with them, and it just so happened at the time, man, it was WWE, man. I was like, I saw, I vividly remember, seeing Rey Mysterio, do his like entrance, and this is like '04 Rey Mysterio. So that's when he was just like leaping from out of the stage, bro.
Oh,
My, I used to always think that he just came out of the pyro. I thought it was magic, bro.
yeah.
But
That was one hell of an entrance he had back then.
wasn't it? Wasn't it though? I was like, it really, and I was a kid back then, so like, it really just blew my mind because I couldn't fathom how it was done. But since then, like I saw the flashy costumes and all of these like very fun and interesting characters, and I just never stopped watching. So from that point on, pro wrestling has always had me as a fan since I was a child.
And when you finally decided to make that leap into the business, was there a point where you're just like you just knew?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, bro, this was always like the end goal for me. Like I never did stop, dreaming to become a pro wrestler. Um, I thought about it night and day, man. Whatever I could do to get closer to it, I did it. When I went to high school, I did amateur wrestling for like 4 years until my senior year, and went to my very first indie show back in college. Um, Eventually, when I finally made the move to Texas, I decided, I'm gonna hit the ground running. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that first step. Um, so yeah, that's what led. This was always the end goal.
Yeah. No, there's some that it's like I've heard that they have, it's like that. It's always been the end goal. And then there's others where that spark for them wanting to go in comes a little bit later. Like they always liked it, but that thought of actually doing it just came a little later. So,
Yeah,
oh, go
yeah, I
ahead.
know what you mean. No, I mean, like, I know what you mean. Like, it's those few people that have always had an interest in it, but never, it was never really part of the plan. You know, it was, it wasn't like per se like their dream to do it. It's like it started out as a hobby and then it becomes something way bigger type deal.
Oh, yep, pretty much. Now, everybody has their journeys to how they came up with their in-ring personas. Some of them that journey, they're initially given one thing, and then like it's a bit of a trial and error process, and then others they just have that thought going in that they're just going to be themselves, that just like an amped up version of themselves, like from the get go. And I always feel like those are the ones that, whenever you decide to go into that, those are the ones that'll resonate with people because they can tell that you're not just playing a character that was given to you. It's like you're actually invested in it.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes the best character. It's always said that the best character is really just you. Just cranked up to 100, right? Um, with that being said, I guess you could say that Cavens, is in a way he is me. Um, or very less, like the part of my personality that I don't showcase off. You know, he's very childlike. He's very flamboyant. He's very rambunctious. So I always like to believe that that's a part of my character, my personality that a lot of people don't get to see until I step foot in the ring.
Mm. Nope, I get you there. That's kind of how I am with commentary. Like, well, I bring the same energy that I would if I'm just sitting in the crowd at a show. Like, one of my big things is, and some people get a laugh out of it, but I like to get people to crack. Whether it's like, one of the wrestlers, referee, photographer, somebody, I want to just be that goofball that there's just that one thing that all of a sudden they hear and they're like, oh my God. And then I'm like, yes. So I bring that to commentary. And I've
Yeah, no,
literally,
you're right. You're definitely it's kind of like one of those things. Like, I think if you like would meet me, or if most people met me in person, you wouldn't believe that I had a personality. You know, I'm very introverted and very closed off at times. So the last thing you expect me to do is wear pigtails and just prance around the ring, just yelling my name back and forth.
Oh yeah. Like hell, I'm the guy on commentary that like it was the debut show for a promotion and they started making, some announcements for the second show. And commentary partner said it was something like, it looks like it's going to be a solid number two show. And I just laughed and said, yeah, because nobody likes a runny number two. And they
Yeah,
just like, oh my God.
great.
Yep. I had him like, God damn it. Like,
No,
yes.
it's those moments that I just like absolutely love when one gets to like it's like a split personality. You're
Mm.
literally Hannah Montana.
Oh yeah. Because I'm very much the same, on the podcast and commentary or when I'm at a wrestling show, I let that side of me out. Outside of that, until you get to know me, you're pretty damn introverted.
No, like exactly. That's my deal as well.
Oh yeah. Now there was one thing in particular that I had to ask because I've been able to not only have this person on, but I've talked with a bunch of people that have been in the ring in one way or another with him. Brick Savage.
Ah, yes,
Holy
the world
crap.
breaker.
Because I think it was right around the time that well, I consider it a pretty famous clip of him basically doing his best Hulk with Loki in the Avengers impression and just whipping him around by his leg.
Oh man.
I had him
Uh
on like right after that.
oh yeah, yeah. Literally it didn't take long until like after that moment that apparently social media got its hands on it, bro, and it just blew up. It was a whole wildfire. Um, my DMs were getting flooded with the Hulk and Loki gift from the Avengers.
So,
A lot of people speculated I was dead.
oh God, I was wondering that myself because you know what? I might have to go find that clip because I almost feel like I don't know if somebody already did this, but I had this image in my head of that scene and it being like um Loki says whatever he does and then Hulk just comes in and right before he comes in stitch it over to that clip and it
My God,
be virtually the same damn thing.
I assure you, I've seen every variation of that clip that I could possibly have seen. Um, we apparently reached 1 million, bro, and everybody decided to make themselves a comedian. Um, Oftentimes when I do meet new people, bro, who aren't really familiar with my work or my character, it's most likely because they've seen the clip. So,
Yeah.
um, hey, I mean, good on us, bro. We, we kind of we took a small highlight, bro. I think that's like a what 5 to 6 clip, bro, and made it something way bigger than I guess what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. But you've not only been across the ring as an opponent with him, I've seen that you've even tagged with him on some occasions. Now, like he is definitely an individual that I'd be like, if I were on the other side, I'd be hoping that I packed enough underpants because I'd be shitting the ones that I had on.
Man, so the thing about it is, there's like when you're across the ring from him as an opponent, it's very different. I mean, literally, whenever I'm across the ring from them, it's a different energy. It's a different vibe. I'm very tense. It's a very intense moment. It's a very intense aura that just comes off of them to where it's like you're just you can't help but like stand still. Your heart is
Hmm.
just like beating out of its chest.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah. And on the other hand, I can say after tagging with them, it's very different. It's like, yo, you have like this ace in the hole. You have this weapon of mass destruction, like this entity of chaos at the tip of your finger. So it's very. I mean, it's like owning like a pet cheetah or a pet puma. Like this
Yeah.
this wild animal that you have you still have to be cautious at times, bro. But it's like, my God, what a force you have on your side.
Oh God, I in my head had always likened it to be like somebody owning like a silverback gorilla. It just you have that damn thing behind you.
Like, I mean, for good reason. For good reason.
Oh yeah. Now,
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, no, I was gonna say like after experience with two, man, I can very much tell you that I would rather have Brick as an ally than an enemy.
Then an opponent, yeah, no, I can imagine. Now, there's two promotions that I have had. Well, let's say I've lost count of how many people from each of them I've had on. One of them up in New Jersey for Matt Tremont's promotion H2O, and then down in Texas MPX. I've literally lost count. And one match, like when I'm putting together my notes, I'll look at match histories and stuff. And one match kind of jumped out at me because I guess I hadn't ever heard of this match type, and I figured ask you about it. The prison break match.
Yeah, the prison break match is pretty much elimination chamber, my guy.
Okay.
Except except when there's except instead of the chamber pods that we all know and love, it's just handcuffs. You're in prison. You're handcuffed to the post, and once the allotted time runs out, bro, if your name pops up, man, you're free to go. You're unleashed. You know, I like
Okay.
to think of it. I like to think of it that way.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I can totally get that because I've I've witnessed something similar now that you explain it, and I always likened it to, now that I think about it, it was kind of a mix of both of war games and elimination chamber without the cage because it was called a prisoner of war match. They were all, handcuffed to the different parts of the ring. And then whenever they got called in, unlocked, any weapons were legal. I had somebody's face that was so bloodied spin around and like literally blood on my shirt, on my phone. It was an intense match, and Elimination Chamber, it's an intense one. So I can imagine any variation, regardless of if you have a cage or not, it can get pretty intense.
Oh yeah, no, 100% agree. Um, there's definitely more than one way to skin a cat. And I thought that the prison break match was very innovative. I don't know if it was their first time doing it, but if so, it was pretty cool to be involved
Oh, I can imagine being able to, especially if it was, the first one, because I'm trying to remember myself. Hey, there's only one first, so if you get to be involved in it, that's pretty cool. And then, it's still cool to be involved in it after that, but you only got so many that can say they were in the first. Now, there was another one that I wanted to ask about with MPX. And, due to some recent stuff with the person, I guess I wasn't too sure if this match happened with Rich Swann.
Ah, yes, yes. Unfortunately, due to some, like unforeseen circumstances, that match didn't exactly come to be, unfortunately. Um, another place, another time, but
Yeah.
you know, never say never.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, it's still something, like cool to even be like considered for. I remember when the graphics first dropped, a lot of people got behind it. A lot of people were excited for it, which was, really cool, really cool. So I can only imagine, like when this match finally does happen, that, we're going to get that like same level of excitement.
Oh, yeah. Because I was just thinking when I saw it myself, I was like, holy crap, just knowing the stuff I've seen of him and, getting to meet him a handful of times, and then seeing the stuff I've seen in yours, I'm like, this match just looks like it would just two wrestlers that would just mesh really well in there.
No, like you're right. I mean, I was a bit nervous, but I was excited as well. I mean, both of us have like very, I guess you could call it big personalities. We're very charismatic. Not to mention, we're very athletic, agile beings when it comes to what we do in the ring. So the possibilities of what could have been were pretty endless. That's why I mean, and that's the again the type of stuff that I was looking forward to once it was announced.
Oh, yeah. And, the thing with it, it was disappointing that it didn't happen, but with the connections that, Palmer and Athena have, it's like, you I'm pretty sure once, you know, everything clears, boom, and I'm sure it'll happen in no time because, you know, with the connections Palmer has with Revolver and then to TNA and then, you know, Athena with, Ring of Honor and everything, there's some interesting possibilities for people that could come through NPX and, give you a pretty damn good match.
Oh yeah, with the many number of big faces that have walked through those doors, man, it's like I have no doubt in my mind that one of these days that Swan versus Cavens match is definitely going to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty certain of it myself. Now, okay, I'll go with the one that when I first started the podcast, I didn't personally know about because, okay, I know there's independent wrestling all over the place, but through this podcast, I have been able to learn about lots of places that before I started that I didn't. And, I've been loving being able to keep in touch with all of it. But Heart of Texas Pro, I'm like, I've been seeing this stuff of theirs. I'm like, okay. Between MPX and there, I'm like, okay, I need to get down to Texas. What is
Yeah,
your been there? What has your experience been there?
it's been great. The Heart of Texas has always been like a pretty good experience every time I came. I'm pretty. If I do remember correctly, I actually debuted this year at H.O.T. With Daniel Ryan and Ken Carter in the triple threat match, and that was like to date, one of my favorite matches. It was fun. It was very competitive, and when you look at the people you have in the ring, bro, Kane and Danny, I really feel like those two are just like really, really like some of the best that Texas has to offer. So to have a debut such as that was pretty cool. I like both of them. Unfortunately, I never really had like a one-on-one singles match with either of them. So I thought, the fact that, I got both of them in one match, I really thought that was pretty cool. I really
Oh
am
yeah.
still hoping. Yeah, I'm still hoping for, like a singles match with both of them. Because if that match was good, with all of us in it, I can only assume that, singles wise, it would be just as good, if not better.
Oh yeah. Nope, I can see that because if you can put that on with both, then you in with either one of them separately gotta be something pretty special as well for sure.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Really, it's something else. H.O.T is just it's a really cool place. I love the locker room. Um, some of the most like cool, awesome people that I've gotten to meet, to talk to. Um, and they're all very talented. HOT's roster, and it's still growing too. HOT's roster has some of the most talented people in Texas from all over.
Oh
So
yeah, they
I,
get
def-
people from.
I my experiences there, dude, has always been positive.
Oh yeah, they seem to get people from all over. Now the another one that I've had quite a few people through with my doors, DFW All Pro. I've been seeing some good stuff of theirs. How's your experience been like with them?
Well, DFW, that's my, I have a lot of like history with them. That's my home promotion, man. So, um, I always enjoyed DFW All Pro is like a family to me. So it's always enjoyable whenever I get to see everyone and see just how great of athletes they've becoming, bro. That they're growing steadily day by day, night after night. Um, we're all just a bunch of family, man, like brothers and sisters, dude. So, um, I guess I could definitely say that, like when it comes to locker rooms, I definitely feel at home, there.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't had like a bad experience over at DFW, bro. It's like, um, I admire, bro, because you can tell how much DFW cares about not only its talent but its students. They always want to give everybody, their shine, their chance to just, step foot in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can really tell that, Lou actually just like, just wants to make the best, create the best wrestlers possible.
Oh yeah. All right. Now I got some categories here. I got two. First one's a name game where I'm going to name off some people and you give me some quick thoughts on them. The first two both had a pretty big go of it in Texas. And then the other two are two that I've actually had some interactions with. So I don't think I have to worry about people not knowing any of these guys because well besides one they're all pretty heavily on pretty much any of the shows for the promotions they're on.
Okay, okay. Sounds interesting.
First one, and I've actually had a pretty interesting story told to me about a thing with him. Keith Lee.
Ah, Keith Lee. Um, I've only ever, like interacted with Keith Lee once, and he's a very chill and cool guy. My coach would tell me stories about time after time after time. And he's really freaking huge. When you see him on TV, bro, it's like you don't really believe, he's that size. But I think he's like once you meet him, bro, you'll find out that he's just as large as personality, man.
Oh yeah,
Which only makes what he does in the ring just that much more, just
impressive.
awesome.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
But I think Keith Lee is just one of those reminders that um, it doesn't really matter, like where you start from,
Mm.
like you're capable of like being, at that level. I think Keith Lee is just one of those reminders to a lot of Texas talent that of where we want to be.
Oh yeah. Now, well, I've actually got to meet Keith Lee on one occasion, coincidentally, at a Revolver show. One of my uh, signed figures I got behind me is actually one of his, so I was excited for that one. Next up, a guy that well, really all but one of these I've actually met at one point or another. But this guy right now, if you've ever seen the movie Step Brothers, there's that guy that's like Kobayashi.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing.
Brian Keith. He is
But
what he is doing right now is reminding me of that guy.
you know what? You're not too far off. I can kind of see it. I can see what you mean. Um, yeah, no. Brian Keith, just seeing, like what he's doing now, it, it's it's pretty cool. I got to do like a seminar with him. I've been on multiple shows with him, whether it was, you know, in the crowd as a fan or, working the same shows as him. Um, it's I take a good amount of just inspiration and pride from it because when you're so close to this individual and you now see them at that level, dude, it's so awesome. It's
Oh,
really awesome.
I can
um
imagine.
yeah, no, I'm glad to see him just like making a go of it, bro, just like really taking the ball and running with it.
Oh, same. As I remember when I first saw him pop up, I think it was right before I actually met him the first time. And the reason why I wanted to go to the show doubly as bad was seeing he was going to be on the card, and I hadn't got to see him live yet. So that that was something. That was
Yeah,
something.
no, I remember before I even like started, before I even started, I used to watch like R.O.W. a lot, and I used to watch them like, there, back when this like bounty hunter gimmick
Mm.
wasn't at its full potential, Um, and then I got to meet him in person and whatnot whenever he worked a few shows for VIP. So again, I feel like just I got to really have a front row seat to it.
No, yeah, that those are always awesome when you get a like you know them before, and then when you see them in the spot like you said that he's in now, you get that little extra enjoyment out of seeing them there because you know not only how hard they worked to get to that point, but then how happy they are finally getting there. And then I guess it also gives you a little motivation to be like, well, if they can make it there, I'm going to do what I got to do.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Next person. One that, okay, when I talk to people about there's the weird dynamic that like some of the people that play some of the most sadistic son of a bitch heels out there are behind the scenes some of the nicest people. This person definitely fits. Swerve.
Swerve. Um, yeah, no, it's what I say. I was like, I haven't had too many interactions with Swerve. I haven't really met him before. But watching his work, I do feel like, oftentimes underrated.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally.
what I mean? Like I feel like he doesn't really get a lot of opportunities to showcase his talent and skills. But boy, when he does,
Oh
when
yeah.
he I feel like once you give him that chance, bro, and just like let him run free,
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like that. I feel like that's where you get the best of him.
Oh, totally. Like just the whole run he had up until he won the AEW title, and then the run he had with it into the feud that he just had that unsanctioned cage match. Man, like that was the like much like what you said. That was the very definition of it. Give him the ball and let him run with it, and he has proven multiple times that he will knock it out of the park.
No, like 9 times out of 10, dude. It's like I feel like most of the time, bro. It's like there's people that that they're gonna have like their thumb on you and tell you like what can you do and what you can't do and try to limit your creativity and whatnot. So I feel like I'm glad that he's finally getting like his due, his fair shake because I really do believe that Swerve is just underrated in general. You know,
Oh yeah, totally underrated.
like from
Oh,
Lucha Underground to
oh
the Big
yeah,
W man, AEW, bro. It's like this man has been like putting on some banger matches.
oh yeah, the whole time. Yeah, everywhere he's gone, absolutely. Like, oh, and you bring up Lucha Underground. Yeah, nope, I remember watching him there and some of that stuff. And I've been lucky enough to have a handful of people from Lucha Underground on. Former champ Marty the Moth. Although one of my
Uh,
favorite ones though was Famous B. You know that thing that he did in
yeah,
there where it was like one of those cheesy car commercials and it'd be like
yeah, like
four
he was
two
just like a
three get fame.
right.
When when I had him do the intro, I just said much like I said with you. He did that. And I was like,
It's again, it's like he famous B. Famous B definitely is like another one of those larger than life personality. I like his like just like how big his character is. It's
oh,
also it's a very innovative idea. I don't think I see a lot like that.
you don't
Especially
you don't see a lot of it.
especially the way especially the way he just took it and made it his.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When you say you take a character, bro, and you just turn it up to 100. I can't tell if that's genuinely him or if that's genuinely an essence of him. But either way, the character just it was a home run and had been very entertaining
Oh
since
yeah.
it showed up on.
For sure. All right. Last but not least for this category, I haven't got to meet this person, but I have had some interaction with them on social media because I pointed out when they he was doing well, eh, rewind. I'll just go ahead and name him Kofi Kingston because
Ah,
there was a spot a while back where he was doing that baby, and then like his voice cracked a little, and
yeah.
I tweeted at him about it, and then he actually responded, and it was fun. Like we both got a laugh out of it, and it was like okay, sweet.
You gotta love it. I effing love Kofi Kingston. Uh, for a very long time, I do remember meeting him as a kid, and I was just absolutely too terrified to even take a photo with him. Uh,
I can get it.
yeah, no, and I had like short hair at the time, so like a lot of people would often like nickname me Kofi Kingston whenever I did tell them that I was a wrestling fan or that I wanted to pursue wrestling. Um, Uh, I think like most of my charismatic nature and I think a bit of my moveset comes from Kofi. So to say the least, he's definitely an inspiration of mine. Um, I think I can't describe in words just
Mm.
how how much pride I took and how proud I was when he finally got the WWE championship.
Oh yeah, that
Uh,
was something. The whole lead up to all of it, and then when he finally got it, that was pretty
Again,
amazing.
it's always nice to see people finally like get their due. You know.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and it's gonna be interesting with what they got going on with Kim and Woods right now, because there's that tension there. But I remember I tweeted, I'm never calling it X. I'm not doing it. But
That's
I
fair.
remember Monday, earlier on in Raw, I was like, does anybody else have that sense of the New Day split coming with Kofi with the bright colors and stuff, and Woods, it's all dark and black?
I do feel like there might the split might be coming. However, I don't think it'll be coming like we're expecting to. I don't necessarily think it's just gonna be like Xavier just turning on Kofi. I think it's gonna be more of a mutual parting of the ways, or at the very least, they're just saying, I think it's time we take a break or whatever, and we just go off and do our own thing. Because the unique thing about the New Days is that they've always just been together. They never really had any fallout for years now. They've never really turned against one another. So I think that's always what made them unique as a team is that not one of them have ever just like turned against each other. So I feel like if we want to really keep that streak going and nail that point to that they're still like a faction that never quite broke up. I think that's the way to do it. Again, I could be wrong, but I get the feeling that just this is just more of a E's gone. We haven't really been right since then. You've been doing a lot of this without my knowledge. It's like it just doesn't feel right anymore. I think we need a break. You know,
I can see that. I can
if
see.
you need me, it's like if you need me, I'll be there for you. I love you. You're my brother and all. It's just that it's like right now we just kind of like have two different things going right now.
No, I can see where you're coming from with that. I can definitely see that. All right,
Do
now, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm about to say like because it's been done before. I'm pretty sure. I think I forgot what year it was, but when Cody and Sandow was a thing, they never really turned on each other. They just more of like just separated, and just like
Mm. Yeah, I seem to somewhat remember that, although the amount of wrestling I watch and being like eight shy of 300 episodes now, sometimes
yeah.
my memory gets a little fuzzy.
I mean, I appreciate those because like of course we're all gonna expect this to end with one tag team partner double crossing another, and there's a big feud that comes right after it. But sometimes when people like break up, it doesn't always have to be like a bad thing. You guys can still be on. You can still do it on good terms. So I
No,
can I appreciate it when it goes off like that.
no, I can definitely get you there.
It's
Now,
different.
now I have some random questions. Some might be wrestling related, some might not be. Some might have
I'm I'm a, I'm a pretty
absolutely.
random guy.
All right. So I just give you the question first answer that pops into your head. So first one, craziest in match moment for you.
Craziest in match moment for me. Okay, so it would either have to be the Brooke Savage moment, or it would have to be another moment where I don't know if you've met him. He's another Texas wrestler, TJ Slater.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've had him on
yeah,
actually.
Yeah, Muscle Beach Menace, the Black Taylor Swift. We had a cage match. Our very first cage match. This man legit. I was down at one point. This man legitimately just grabs me by the neck and literally just chunks me from the ground all the way up into the cage. Just I hit an entire flip onto the cage and just landed like back first.
Wow. Yeah, either one of those
Just,
would fit. Either one.
I think either one of those are just pretty like much the wildest moments to me.
Oh yeah. No, those would definitely fit right in there. I love keeping that question in there because I've gotten some stories like that. I've gotten stories like uh, Lloyd Hawaii told me about a match with New Jack where they were told to, be careful with the arena. Still have, the hardcore whatever, but just be careful with the arena. And then they both proceed to end up going through a wall, and Paul Heyman's yelling at them after the show.
Oh
And
man,
I've heard about a guy getting stabbed in the ass by an old lady.
my God.
And one of my favorite ones, and it's it resonates to me because Bruiser Brody was always, well, when I was a little kid, scared the crap out of me. But after that, loved the hell out of him. But in knowing the history of what happened in Puerto Rico with him, I recently had somebody on that did a show down there, and both in English and in Spanish, his shirt said "Justice for Brody," and he has literally been told by the promoter that the promoter had been called and told that if he brings that guy back, he isn't making it home.
Oh my God.
Yep, I've heard some crazy ones.
I can definitely say that mine relatively are much more tamer. And I'm hoping that they continue to stay so.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, no, you don't want to get to that level of crazy.
yeah.
All right, now wrestling, whether on national TV or the independents, it takes up a lot of your time. Keeping an in-ring shape, getting two shows, to and from them. But what is a hobby you have, if any?
Well, I don't think I consider myself much of a hobby guy. I don't really have like any hobbies per se. Usually, like when it's not wrestling, I'll either, I watch a lot of anime, so I'll definitely just like watch a lot of anime, read manga. I get like ideas sometimes for gear, so
Mm.
I'll start, like sketching and just like trying to come up with new ideas for a new look or whatever new types I could possibly wear.
Mm.
Um, it just I wouldn't really consider myself a hobbyist. Like it's either you watch drawings or you draw.
I get you. Yeah, I
I'm,
think
you know,
obviously I'm displaying some of mine back here,
I can see it.
and
My God, my God, what a collection!
oh yeah, like the whole top row here is all signed, and then I'll move this. I even had to go down here,
Oh
and
my God.
I'm rather proud of the two that I have down on the setting level because it's Matt Cardona Super 7 and then the ringside exclusive Danhausen.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped about them. And then, I got some cool ones like Swerve and Keith Lee. One that I don't think he has too many figures, but Jeff Cobb.
Dude, I promise. When I get more free time, I will most definitely start a collection of my own.
Oh yeah, like I'm proud of what I got. Like I've met some people from the show, and I know some others that Their collection pretty much covers a whole room. Mine's just this wall. So it's like
Yeah.
it feels small in comparison to theirs, but I'm proud of it.
No, that's all that matters, my guy. That's what hobbies are for.
Oh yeah. Now, I'm not a picky eater, but I do have my favorites. What is a favorite food of yours?
Oh my God, man. Oh, dude, food of mine, man. How can I pick just one?
That
Um,
it can be hard.
yeah, it can be hard. Um, if I had to choose, I would probably say on the safe side. I'm from Louisiana, so there's this like delicacy called like shrimp creole.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
I love that stuff.
Dude, it's amazing, especially the way I usually like to make it. I'm a spice guy, so I make it as spicy as possible. It's really good, dude. It's really good. I love it. I can't get enough of the stuff. Um, whenever I see my mom, she always like just knows and just has some for me.
Oh yeah. No, I there was a place here in town that I used to go to every so often because they made some of the best of it that I've had. And it was, I think it was ran by a guy that from Louisiana, but man, it was so good. But COVID and everything, and now it's not there anymore.
Oh yeah.
A little bummed, but damn. But yeah, other than that, well, there's a lot of Cajun foods that I like there's shrimp creole, the jambalaya and gumbo. Like you give me
Oh yeah.
you give me any of that, oh boy, we're good to go.
Oh dude. Oh
But
yeah. Nah.
after that, it's either cheeseburgers. Funny enough, I'm actually going to be talking to the guy, and my wife always gives me hell whenever we go to an Italian restaurant. And she's like, she'll see me grab the menu, and she's like, you don't even need that. I'm like, because I always get lasagna every one of them we go to.
Oh yeah. No, my lady's the same way. Whenever we go to IHOP, she knows good and well I don't need a menu.
Oh yeah, my wife, and you know what? It kind of leads into the same thing with my next question here, because I have to ask about it with the name of a show like I have. Favorite drink, whether alcoholic or otherwise.
Oh man, 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 man. Everybody knows that if I were to have any beverage, if there's any beverage that's going to be in my hand at all times, bro, it is a nice cold Dr. Pepper, bro.
Dude, yes, same
It
here.
is a it is a nice cold Dr. Pep, bro.
Oh yeah, yep. Anytime my wife and I are at a restaurant, she she ends up ordering my drink because if I'm not having a beer or something, she's like, and he'll have a Dr. Pepper, and there'll be people that laugh, and I'm like, yeah, she knows me too well.
No, dude, everyone that knows me, whether it's in real life or whether you know me from wrestling, bro, they know that my drink of choice is always a Dr. Pepper. It's honestly recently, and this happened at MPX. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but we recently had a King of Dr. Pepper match.
You know what? I
And
don't think I've seen that one.
yeah, yeah, me versus Tommy Prince. It was a King of Dr. Pepper match, bro. The loser would have to buy the winner Dr. Pepper for an entire year, 365 days.
Oh wow.
And when I tell you, dude, I came out, man, with a Dr. Pepper crown, with a little Dr. Pepper scepter, dude.
I love it.
Yeah, it's again but that's only a testament, bro, because they know so much of like our characters and whatnot, and they know for a fact, bro, if it's anything, it's Dr. Pepper. If we're gonna fight for anything, if we're gonna beat each other senseless, it's gonna be over a drink we love.
Oh, you can have like Dr. Pepper on a pole match. You can have like how ECW used to do with like they'd have a ladder match, but it was just a regular match, but you'd also like whoever got up to the top to get the weapon was the first guy to get to use it. And you can have that with Dr. Pepper. You can hang a thing of Dr. Pepper and then do what y'all did with loser has to buy them it for so long. You go up, whoever grabs it is the one that obviously is the one that gets it for a year.
Oh man, no, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty much stone cold with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Like I'm that with both beer and Dr. Pepper. I like
exactly.
when although I will say this, I haven't done the stone cold thing with the beers like that with
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper. I have done it with beer though. At my commentary debut, I got told that I got everybody, the ring announcers and the commentary, we all got our own entrances. And I asked, I have you tell a Stone Cold fan that he is going to get an entrance at a wrestling show, you gotta let him do that. And I got to. And I did. I laughed. I think I got a little beer in my eye from it because I opened my eye back up too quickly. But yeah, no, I am the same way. My wife gives me shit about it, saying I got a problem. I tell her as long as I have some, I don't got a problem. It's figured out.
Oh, exactly.
No, yeah. Now, last but not least, best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling.
Best advice, man. I just say you got to be committed. You know, because there's no room for slouches. In this business, in this profession. If you want to do it, bro, you got to go all out with it. Don't half-ass. Just decide whether or not this is something you really want to do because something like this, bro, it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Time away from your loved ones, your friends, your family, bro. Most of the time, you're gonna be like on the road a lot, and I mean a lot. You got to train like hell, dude. Like no missing no days, man. It's again, it takes a lot of commitment, to get to the level of people like Brian Keith or Keith Lee or Swerve.
No, yeah.
Um, it's again, a lot of people look at what we do, and they will say that it looks fun and they want to do it, bro, but they don't really know what comes with it.
Yeah. That little part that, they only get to see the fun part of it.
Right.
They don't see everything that leads up to it.
Yeah, they don't really see what goes into it,
Oh yeah.
They 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 see the food, bro. They see the food, but they know nothing about the ingredients.
Oh yeah. And your advice, very good advice, about staying committed because it kind of leads me into one of my favorite sayings. I don't remember who I first heard it from, but it was never half-ass anything. Always use your full ass.
Yeah, I think I've heard that one before too. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Always full ass. Always
Yep.
full ass.
Always full ass. Alrighty. Well, before we go, where can people find you social media wise? So if they want to get their eyes on you, they can go ahead and get them there.
On every last one of my social media, man, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, and or Twitter. I'm not gonna say X either. You can follow me, man, online at delynnxdelynn. That's DELYNNXDELYNN. Like Hunter, baby. That's where you can find me everywhere.
All right. I'll get all that in the description. Well, that is all I have. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me tonight. Best of luck out there down there in Texas. I'm gonna hope to get down there someday soon. Although I might be traveling with the family this time because, well, Wife and I are expecting, and they're going to be inducing her around Christmas.
Oh man, congratulations, Bubba.
Oh yeah, mix of excited and nervous, but hey,
Hey man, look, bro, hey, look, make sure you full acid, bro.
yep, it goes
Make sure
right into
you
that.
full acid.
Always full acid. All right, well, that is about it. We'll about
Yeah,
knocked out
man.
my
Thanks
beer.
for having me on, bro. It was great talking to you, bro.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Get the now here's my part with the fucking button. Sometimes I even